Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Of Scribes and Men. Of course, this is once again part of my journey to reach 10,000 poems by November 2026. I am well on my way to doing that, and I consider myself a bit of a poetic polymath, as you guys should have already now been starting to get a clue into. It's only grown as these poems have gone on, but yeah, we are now on to volume 6 and we are going to pick it up from here. Reignite the embers of my heart. Let the flames never expire when they start. Bring the passion into an inferno's rage that that warms the soul as it burns the page. I envy the crow, never stuck to be hidden like the heavenly as it flies among the skies for a human to watch and feed. Falling into her arm's embrace, quick leg work, there was no chase, like a predator claiming her prey, caught before the end of day. It began as a morning routine, every day at the crack of dawn. The snakes for her to feed and brush, traits she kept even as a gorgon. That one's about Medusa. Obviously. Gateway into certain madness, a drug. Glee into the unknown, smug. Going where others don't, now testing. Guiding the new experiments, investing. Apple a day, keeps doctors away. Anecdote of a rhyme, every day. Answers among the simple to health, acting it all out, wealth. Snow blossoms falling, from autumn into winter. Crystalline beauty. Is one a prophet or a beggar, or is he someone more divine? A mandate for mankind to save, forgiveness flowing down like the blood on the vine. Only method where death held the key, doomed from the start until he reached his hand, down towards mankind to go and save, broke the grave where death can no longer stand. How would we be if Jesus came today, caught in our filth and utter woeful dismay? A grace still for us to go and save, caught in a system of our sinful way. But all has a certain time predicted system, all planned out at the start of it all, coming for all those who have been saved, who answer to his triumphant return and call. I will always be dropping Christian poems into my poetic journey. Star drops and neon lights, trying to attract the eye's sights. As people come and go, to places confusion lets them know. Is beauty in the hands of youth? Is wisdom in the hand of the age? Which is the answer of truth, that neither remains ever so caged? The slice of a blade, through the silent strike through the air, a warrior's stance. Twilight summer days, windows down as we go ride, vacation's road trip. Drifting away with the water's flow, letting the waves take us where to go, across blissful sunny days with chill vibes and grooving ways. 1 in a million, no 1 in a billion. Embracing challenges no one ever had. From 1 to a million billion, climbing to the top like a mad lad. From 1 to 20 I keep going. To achieve a legacy there is no slowing. It is fine to write 1 a day, but that is not where I must stay. Another meta poem. Short one, but still meta. About me, like it's meta towards me. Blooming of lilacs, filling their scent through the air, set to a perfume. Graves keeping bodies merrily, the dead, gone were the bodies, led. Gateway into the eternal, now risen, governing a cage gone, prison. Kept separate, never meant to be alone, seeking connection down to our bone, yet still carry the weight of mountains high, trying not to collapse under the pressures of a sigh. Voices will sing what joy will bring to each and everything, to hail the coming risen King. Once again, this is about Jesus and his return. Deer of the woods, feeding in its tranquil peace, a sudden rustling. Given a finger, it will take a hand, careful of the sinking sand. Through a deathly lullaby, there will be no scream or sigh. Step into the alley of shadow, where no light will shine or go. Where debauchery comes to flaunt, fear not the things that come to haunt. Will you step inside the door, where many things shine more, wistful dreams made real to adore, warnings become ever silent, evermore. Secrets kept in shadow, they hide. Secrets come to find, collide. Soon to bring out their find, satisfied with what's inside, enshrined. Bars of gold to have been sold, the thieves fencing through the bold, a greed comes to take hold. Pearls before swine, tossed mud into brine, crowned fools where you dine, in a cell you would define, blinding leading the blind, ignoring wisdom's guideline, as he spilled the fruit of the vine. Tales lost the thought to be fiction and myth. Tales lost thought to be fiction and myth. Of the land all would live and stand. Never would anyone have thought it was real, as children found themselves on an outstretched hand. Of a time before the Titans' fall, as bones became the mountains and hills, to the skulls of a city covered in torchlight, seeking all of their cheap rides and thrills. Islands made not of a volcano but a body, moving through the farmlands to get off their chest. Sockets, caves, and grottos all became all but hollow, interview of an ancient, lifeless guest. Runes pulsing through each and every part to keep it all still and steady, finding ways to harness it for energy, rising to levels before they would ever be ready. Weeping weapons thrown, where the warriors once shone, forgotten alone. Hide upon Titan's call for blood, honor of men lost, flood, healed by a rainbow sign, a vow, holding the only way now. Basically Noah. This is about Noah. Noah and the ark. Fortune comes to both fools and bold, for the more than one kind of man can strike gold. Yet into the hands of the wise it can go and hide, never showing the way to find what's inside. Sailor upon the raging sea, let down your rope and come with me. Ignore the waves so tall and high, in my arms you will never drown or die. Basically a siren trying to tempt a sailor to come off of his boat and meet them on a rock. Or a mermaid if you want to consider it to be that. Technically it'd be more a mermaid, but yeah. Hail to the blood-red queen, I seek nothing but your death, for the cries of the people through each and every breath. Do you know the path the wind may go? Have you followed the water where it may flow? Have you listened to the fire and for what it burns? And put your ear to the earth to listen to what it yearns? From the cave carve yourself a city, ignore those who laugh in pity. Build what your hands have been taught in the place you have finally sought. Laugh of the wicked who go and taunt with their eyes, blind to destruction. Blood moon rising in the midnight sky, for the dead to rise and for the dead to die, where death comes for souls to take, laid upon a gambler's stake. Windows shut and families hide, for all know when to stay inside. The lone cowboy comes to meet his fate, fueled by vengeful hate. A deal is struck and a deal is done. He would be taken after the smoke of a gun. Vengeance taken, so willingly he goes under the city of circling crows. Silence now upon the rising dawn of things before that had come and gone. Life continues along the desert street before another comes for a fate to meet. Basically, high noon dueling, or basically Western cowboy dueling thing, all of that. Midwest. No, not Midwest. You get what I'm going for. My mind is a little wee-hoo. A cool wind blowing while sitting on the cliff's edge as they watch birds fly, smiling with their staff in hand to gather wisdom from land. Weep not for me where I die, where snowflakes fall and sigh, for a war can take a hero's life during a time of war and strife. Do you seek to carve a name through history's halls, or be like forgotten timber where it falls? Do you seek legacy or the remembrance of dust, no matter the path of a life to encrust? For what will you rise and be defiant, to face your demons and slay your giants? Will the crown be of a clown or king, to be mocked or have legends sing? To a mundane life what a bore, when we seek for meaning and something more. Grip the skies and weave your name, where others before you came. Smoke and mirrors, secret so clandestine, call it noir with coats of yellow. Steps so graceful might be something fatal that calls out with an unarmed hello. The crackling of fire, that's Moby Dick. The crackling of fire on a winter's holiday with our family. Or was it Dick Tracy, not Moby Dick? I think it's more Dick Tracy. Moby Dick is about the whale. What does it take to get a wife through the lonely game of life? Cast the lots and now you've lost, left in your own exhaust. World so vast will never understand all that it hides and holds across the land, to know each culture's life and way, and all they do day by day. What do you see of the stars, each near and far, as you look up from the ground in the quiet of no one around? Beach-going bombshell, California surfer girls lay upon the sand. Corrupted morality drank upon poisoned waters, of which the people went and took, started painting evil as their version of good, and the ones who never took they forsook. Are we all but fickle mice, casting our lots and dice to a life we know not to live, in a place we know not to give? Shattered rose-tinted glasses through all of life's passes, delusion now to all they see, never to return to who they used to be. So that one is about losing your innocence and how you used to see the world, which is understandable. Aha! Here's another roast poem I did. Me for dinner, for attention, she cried. Embraced by lust, they moaned and they sighed. For a moment of something to feel, to their time and money, that would be ideal. There once was a man whose thumb was green. Plants rejoiced every time he was seen. But much to his dismay, there came upon a day where his thumb was not green, but a bean. A lady once had great tracts of land to massage in the palm of her hand, and little did she know, when the milk began to flow, that would all become part of her brand. Two limericks for you back to back, one body, one not. And here is another sestina for you guys. That's right, you get an other sestina. I long not to be part of your superstition, among the humans to be a wonderful addition. Mind of a kitsune, but I can show you my submission. A yokai among friends for you to acquire, placed with a gift to fulfill my heart's desire. Do not be with those who hide and conspire. I'm done being the shadow when they would conspire of those who dwell in the corner of your eye as superstition. To make friends and maybe a lover too would be my desire for those who would have me as their friend's addition. With all the things we could go and acquire, at least you show me your submissive submission. Shall I lay instead in a fox's pose and submission? Are such things you dream and conspire as an ethereal beauty for you to obtain and acquire? Pleased with the fact that I am no superstition, oh, whatever shall you do with this coy addition that traces your chast calling to your lustful desire? Shall I deny you such passionate desire, a tease to please and forgotten submission? Did you catch my tale's next edition, mind of its own, for what it will conspire? It is no mere idle superstition, brushing up against what we long to acquire. This is no tale of a crane and a marriage to acquire, yet it is true that you are my sweet blissful desire, where there is no need for lies or hidden superstition, as you or I will fall into each other's arms submission, where clothes lay on the floor to talk and conspire, of whom we'll join in 9th month's edition. While I chase away any other yokai's addition, for only I among them will I allow you to acquire. Let them scheme and in jealousy to conspire, they will not take away the fire of my heart's desire. In the end they will all bow in submission, a promise made between creatures of superstition. Now no longer in hidden superstition to be your new addition, tamed by sly submission for me to acquire the heights of your desire in my schemes to conspire. Boom! Kitsune, mother flippin', Sustina for you guys. Okay, so for people who don't know, the Kitsune is my favorite yokai. I should be very apparent. But yeah, Kitsune Sustina for you all. Pennies on a plate of aplenty as the copper falls, hidden beneath, cracked underneath city malls, things that passed that people forgot, focusing more on bags of things bought. The courtesan dance among the riches of men, object of desire. To you, made of skin and bone, never holding on to anything of your own, a healthy way to go and be, to enjoy life and set yourself free. Words of the morning won't come, wide eyes in panic, numb. Wondering if still dreaming in fear, whispers of a tongue clear. Dear shadow, of what things do you embrace and see, from the places you lie to go and be, in the light in its obstructive dance to allow you all the places to go and glance? Do you, dear shadow, have places you long to be, to go and swap places to see what I see? Or do you find comfort within the dark, passing by places no others have left their mark? Have you, my shadow dear, long to bring me to alleyways? Shouldn't that be one word? That should probably be one word. Alleyways. Alleyways at the heights of a midnight moon in its place, to seek places to consume, grow and loom, expanding and ephemeral hidden room. Yes, my dear shadow, what will you long to know? And does fear come in places you go, or is it a moment of company tide, seeking to see the places I'll go and guide? This one's about your shadow, duh. And whether your shadow wants to become you, or you want to become your shadow, or you want to know where your shadow is able to go and see, and so on and forth. Basically, it's Questions of the Shadow. Actually, that's a good name. Questions of the Shadow. I'll name that. You can give me a better name if you think of one up, but for now, I'll just name this Questions of a Shadow. Rushing through the city, things slow. Rage-fueled while driving, go. Reminder to remain calm, to meditate, relaxing back into focus, deflate. Fog covering in thickness of smog, in the fire's dwindling epilogue. Figures watching from the edge, offering hidden things to pledge. Excuse me. Falling into fear, losing things held dear, seeking those who would draw near to find the place that wise men hear. Before it comes to take and you disappear from the mind to allow it to appear, that comes upon you all at the end of year. This one's about taxes. A sudden growing dread of the waking dead, seeking things for hunger to be fed. As from the grave zombies arise, plan to survive, all must now devise. And some people have been waiting years for that to happen. Welcome to the circus, enjoy the show of flying knives and futures to know. A seat set for you right into place, showing deeds of eloquence and grace. Flip a coin and then duck, step on a crack and defy your luck, dodge a mirror for the sake of a black cat, finding harmony in your lap as it sat. This one's about, well, obviously, this one's about the black cat and like bad luck and superstitions and all of that. Samurai's honor, gestured by a form and bow, death of the seven. Obviously, the seven samurai. Snap a picture, it will last longer, of those who seek to become stronger. Tales kept at the end of a flashing light's end. To all your friends and family now descend. No one is ever fully ready to deal with the mind of the petty. Revenge feels nice, both hot and cold, and patience favors the old. Bitter is the taste of your desire, burned by regret and fire. Pieces lost, scattered away, now trying to find yourself every day. Lover in the snow, laughing from a snowball fight, a winter's delight. Once there was a single loner who awoke to a sudden boner. When he went to use his hand, the sound of a music band outed him as a loud moaner. Another limerick for you. Of the things we go and hide, to keep locked up and deep inside, barriers set to keep others away until love comes in and makes its way. Lights of the castle keep, to all swords he'd reap, where war and death touched his hand to the bodies that lay across the land. In the depth of the cave, Beth were dancing, having a rave, not yet even fully aware that humans were watching them there. Going deep and going high, to reach the ocean and the sky, ambition calls to come and try, and leave a legacy before you die. Purple lightning through the rain, striking down into the plain, in a place where the air currents flow, as electric discharge will arise and go. The family home, secret of a forest path, where nostalgia roams. Would a final meal ever taste so bitter to us who ran as a silent quitter, choking the throat, hard to swallow, of abandoned paths we did not follow? Heat that sticks to clothes on humid summer days, uncomfortable. Claiming their spaces in the hidden places where there are no traces, roam the men without their faces. Ooh. What mysteries do they know through the eyes of the crow? Among the groups they go and dwell, watching as one died and fell. And then we have another villain now for you guys. All the hidden things to show in the forest of trees that gathered the lost, as the crow doth know. A place where many dread to go, as they fear all the things that the deal may cost, all the hidden things to show. And winding paths where twisted trees grow, in a place where soul's breath easy to exhaust, as the crow doth know. Cries of the mourners in their woe, and all the dead bodies abandoned and tossed, all the hidden things to show. Eerie things where the shadows flow, through the summer sun and winter's frost, as the crow doth know. Would you go where time does slow, where all the secrets hide embossed, all the hidden things to show, as the crow doth know? "5 minutes ago, 12 on the clock, where ships came in towards the dock. A minute passed and not much more when a vampire stepped through the door. Surrounded by things and always a mess, sometimes more and sometimes less. For people of order it could be a dream, or a nightmare ripping apart at the seam. Have we ever wondered to stop and think all the things dragons like to drink, whether alcohol actually gets them drunk, or if milk puts them in a funk? Black cats along walls, jumping down to under halls, where the shadow calls." A rhymed haiku for you. Feather flowing down, off the birds flying around, a quill off the ground. The samurai poet taught from a very young age how to wield the samurai poet taught from a very young age how to wield them both, and when the war suddenly came, he picked the pen and not the blade. All the girls and where they tanned along the beaches and the sand, to their skin the sun to roast, while to their friends they would boast. Hand of a princess on the throne where she now sat, marriage is at hand. They fell among clashing swords to the barbarians and their hordes. Of the mighty men all had lost, to the pits where they'd be tossed. The fires burned and the fires raged, as many were caught and finally caged, to be sent away and then sold, increasing the barbarians' hoard and gold. There were very little now who could fight or stand against with all their might, hoping a hero would finally come to the beat of a war drum. But until that day they would have to wait for a child to grow and accept his fate, to become a warrior like none before, who charged right in with his claymore. That one is more akin towards Conan the Barbarian. I know he doesn't technically wear a claymore, wield a claymore, but the essence is the same. Find yourself in a strange position where you would in fact expect the Spanish Inquisition, as they would burst right in to no surprise, no startled jump or sudden cries. I raise a glass in toast to thee, for a future to embrace and see, to make a deal and have it done, where none shall lose and all have won. There was a man who wore all red, who the tavern maid wished would be dead. She would not have any luck, as she too began to suck with his wife along his bed. That would be another limerick for you. Tip of the boat into the night when Godzilla comes to fight in the movies that we all play and fall asleep to at the end of day. What mortal ways our mind do take upon the dawn of day when we all go wake, sledging through like a tired soul to drown ourselves in a cereal bowl. The beauty of the neon lights for futuristic city sights, augmented now in more than an eye to spot their mark and who must die. The wonder of stars caught within the midnight sky, the beauty of space. On the dawning edge of tomorrow, to leave the past in its sorrow, a step forward for us now to take, as memories grow with the time we make. The autumn leaves are falling as the winter winds start calling. As the winter winds start calling, for the season to come, close the door, and start anew again once more. Woof, I need to get better. I need to get better at speaking these poems, my goodness. But I should have ample practice because I've written many, and I shall be posting these on Instagram, TikTok, and all of that as their own solo things. So perhaps I shall get better acquainted with properly speaking and waxing poems poetically. So yeah, that is going to be it. Volume 6, and you will see me for Volume 7. Until then.